Good evening, peeps. Good evening. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone is doing it very, very well. Hopefully, everyone had a good week. I had a good week, busy week, a bit stressful, but nonetheless a good week. It's going to be busy for me for the foreseeable future, which is good. I'm not going to complain. I'm now working 6 days a week, which is it's a lot. I can't lie, it's a lot. Monday to Saturday. But I guess I don't have kids. I'm not married or anything, so this is the time to do it. If I had kids, I don't think I'll be working 6 days a week. But yeah, we're working 6 days a week, people. Bloody hell. You know what it is? There was a time when I begged for this much work. So again, I'm not going to complain with it. It's just I need to manage my time a bit better because I don't know. Because I don't work that many hours a day. But it feels like I do when I don't. You know, my show, for example, is 2 to 6, Monday to Friday. It's not a lot. It's not that many hours, is it? Although I get to the studios about 12:30. Still, that's not a lot. I know people that do 12-hour shifts per day. And I'm talking about sport. So I'm not even going to complain. I want to apologize to everyone who is a Patreon member. I've obviously not done any content on the Patreon for a few weeks. Mainly because at the start, obviously, I was doing like podcast about my life stories. So I was basically just telling you everything from A to Z. Obviously, I've run out of life stories. I can't tell you everything, but I've told you quite a lot. I've been very open and honest and told you as much as I can tell you. And then I started doing a couple of podcasts with my friend. And the truth is, I actually wanted to do that going forward, but I listened back to them and I thought they were boring. That's the truth. I just thought, they're boring. And if I'm finding it boring, I'm not just going to put them out there just for the sake of, oh, here's some content. Because I just wouldn't do that. So what I really wanted to do, and it would be good to get your own feedback, especially the Patreon members and maybe potential Patreon members as well. What I wanted to do, and now I've made some contacts because of Sky Sports and TalkSport with former sports stars, current sports stars, was to interview those people and get like very short 20-minute hits about their life. So I wanted to know about their life stories. So kind of what I've done about my own life story, but their life stories. So their failures, their triumphs, what got them there, family, random shit as well, like the most expensive purchase. Do you know what I mean? So like just 20-minute hits about that. I've got some people lined up that are willing to do it. Again, former footballers, athletics, people from the boxing world. I just didn't know how that would go down. I was going to do it on this channel, so for the YouTube, but I'm going to stick to just boxing on this channel for now, although I do want to change it eventually to Ade Talks because I do want to start interviewing people. But I want to interview people in person rather than Zoom and Skype and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm going to do on the Patreon going forward. So it's going to be interviewing sports stars about their life and just, again, not like hour and a half long, but just like 20-minute hits, just because I can't get them for hour and a half. If I could, I would probably talk to them for that long. But 20-minute hits, what do you guys think? Yay or nay? Again, it'd be good to hear from the Patreon members and non-Patreon members. Would you be interested in something like that? So yeah, let me know, please. And not just sports stars. Again, I'm lucky because on TalkSport, you get random people coming, like musicians and actors. And I just want to kind of just, I'm very good at interviewing those type of people. I'm very good at finding out random stuff about them and them opening up and just spilling the beans. So that's what I want to do for the Patreon, just something a bit different. Again, I thought the podcast with my friend was fucking dire. No joke, dire. That's why I stopped doing it. If I thought it was good, I would have continued doing it. But yeah, just didn't enjoy it. And if I don't enjoy it, I'm not just going to put shit up just for the sake of I'm ticking a box and putting out content on the Patreon. Please don't leave me. I'm not about that. Not about that at all. All right, let's leave it there. Everyone keeps thinking I'm gonna knock it down. Done it once, I ain't gonna do it again. All right, let's talk boxing very quickly. This might not be a long video. I don't know. I only done this video. I only wanted to do this video just to talk about Deontay Wilder. And a bit about Dubois, Joyce as well, but we'll do Deontay Wilder first. Deontay Wilder has parted ways with Mark Breland. That's just broke. I say just broke now. I'm filming this at 11 in the evening. The video is probably going to go up tomorrow. So the video is going to be old news, or the story is going to be old news by the time you watch it. But as we film now, this news has just broke. Remember, Mark Breland has been with Deontay Wilder since he turned pro. So I think that's what, 12, 13 years ago, he's been with him. He's the co-trainer. He's the one that threw the towel in. So it was Mark Breland that threw the towel in. There is still, what's his other trainer's name? Jay Dees? I think it's Jay Dees, right? Let me just double check that. Apologies. Yeah, it is Jay Dees. So Jay, am I saying his surname right? Deas. It's either Diaz or Dees. I'm thinking it's Dees. But he's still there. But Mark Breland has gone. Now, this news has just broke, but I'm guessing this happened a while ago. Again, we're the last to hear stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if this happened a couple of months ago. I know Deontay Wilder wasn't happy that Mark Breland threw in the towel. I think it was the fucking best decision he could have done. But I don't know. I know Deontay Wilder, as he likes to say, is a warrior. He would have, gone out on his shield, blah, blah, blah. But for me, you've got to save the boxers. And I think Mark Breland done a fantastic decision in throwing that towel in. Now, a lot of people have said things like, oh, he's changed trainer, he's in trouble now, Fury's going to beat him a lot easier. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that at all. We all said the same thing. To be fair, let's be honest, as soon as Fury split with Ben Davison so close to the fight, everyone was like, oh my God, Fury's in trouble, right? We clearly saw that he wasn't. His new trainer almost completely revamped Tyson Fury's style, I think, and he went on the offense, and I think that surprised Deontay Wilder. So who knows? I don't know if Deontay Wilder's just going to stick with the training setup he's got now, or if he adds someone to the camp. It's going to be interesting, especially because we don't know a date as well. But I do think, because we've not really seen anything from Deontay Wilder, I wouldn't be surprised if Deontay Wilder's already working with another trainer behind closed doors. Wouldn't shock me whatsoever. And again, that this news is old news, but it's news that we've just got now. Wouldn't shock me. I do feel sorry for Mark Breland, again, just because they've been with each other for so long, although Deontay Wilder's other trainer has been with Deontay Wilder since the amateurs, so he's been with him since the get-go as well. And maybe that's the problem. So you've had both trainers for sort of what? Fucking hell, since 2008 Olympics. So that's a long time ago. So you're talking 12 years ago. You've had both trainers for 12, 13 years. So maybe you do get tired of hearing the same instructions, same voice, same this, same that. Maybe you do just want to mix it up a bit. Maybe you do want a trainer to come in and try new things out. I can fully understand how you would want to hear a new voice. I can fully understand. Which is why I'm surprised it's not both trainers that have got the cut. It's only one. That surprises me. But I do think he needs something, right? I mean, if you're going to stick with that training team and think that training team is going to help you beat Tyson Fury, then that isn't going to happen. That isn't going to happen. He needs a new training setup desperately. He needs to learn new things. I don't know how quick Deontay Wilder can learn new things. I just don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But yeah, sad for Mark Breland. I thought Mark Breland was a fantastic trainer, fantastic voice, student of the game, former boxer himself. But we move on. We move on and we wait to see if Deontay Wilder adds someone to the camp. I'd be very, very shocked if he doesn't. In fact, I'd be very, very shocked if that person isn't already in camp. Very, very shocked. But that's the news about Deontay Wilder. Again, we're still waiting to see if this fight's going to happen in 2020. I don't think it is. Frank Warren said that it doesn't look likely anymore. Doesn't look likely. And right now, they're trying to work on getting Fury an opponent. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. It's interesting. Because I wanted to see Fury. Because I've always said, and this isn't Fury's fault, but I've always said that Fury goes from fighting sort of A-level or B-level, whatever you want to class Deontay Wilder as to E, and then A, E. That's kind of what he's been doing, right? And this was almost the first time in his whole career where he's going to have to fight sort of A back-to-back. It's true. Now, though, if he is going to have an opponent before Wilder, he's going to drop down again. It's going to be a Tom Schwartz level again. And then we're going to see him going against Wilder. It's not his fault this time, right? He was ready to go, but that's just weird how his career does go like that. But yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with that one. I know a lot of people weren't happy about this. DAZN have announced, alongside Matchroom, their US shows, and obviously it's Devin Haney versus Gamboa and Daniel Jacobs versus Rosado. Look, I'm not expecting those fights to do massive silence, but I tell you now, for those of you who are not happy about Jacobs Rosado, I get it, but Jacobs Rosado is going to be a good fight. It's going to be, Rosado's going to bring it. Rosado, you know, he's one of those guys, he's going to bring it. It might not like excite, I just don't know, the real hardcore boxing fans, but for a casual boxing fan, it's a good little scrap. It's a good little scrap. Devin Haney, Gamboa, I wasn't happy about. I mentioned that yesterday as well. I'm not happy about that fight at all. At all. I still, yeah, next. But for Jacobs Rosado, I will tune in for that fight. I look forward to it. Rosado has said that basically, Jacobs has said that Rosado has talked his way into the fight. Can he back it up? Rosado will back it up. He's limited, but he will back it up. Good fighter, man. Good fighter. And, you know, although I think I mentioned yesterday he's got 12 losses, I could probably go for about four or five of those losses that were very controversial, that could have gone the other way. I thought, did he fight Martin Murray? Yeah, he fought Martin Murray. I thought he won that fight. You know what I mean? So it's those kind of decisions. I might have to go and watch that fight back, but I'm pretty sure I thought he won that fight. But I don't know, man. We'll see what happens to that one. I was talking about this at the top. Daniel Dubois versus Joyce. Terms agreed for a closed door bout. New date coming. That new date will be either November or December. We don't know when yet. I don't even know where that fight's going to take place. But I'm just happy, and look, congratulations to both for agreeing on doing it behind closed doors. I say that because both of them would have to have taken a hit in their paycheck, right? Whatever they signed way back for the fight in April, that figure is not going to be anywhere near I'll say not anywhere near, but it's not going to be the same figure that they're going to get for this. Just because that fight was at the O2 Arena, I'm pretty sure they would have sold out. Because Yard versus Lyndon Arthur was supposed to be on an undercard of that, and I'm pretty sure they could have done the O2 Arena 20,000. That might have been, I don't know, £1 million gate, right? And they might have got some money on that. So they are going to all take a hit on their pay packet, which is why I say congratulations on both for saying, you know what, regardless, let's get it on. And I'm happy we're going to see this fight. It's a big, big fight. And boxing's back. Boxing's back, people. You know me, I like to rant about how crap the sport is, but we're getting the fights again. We're getting the fights. All the kind of tier 1/tier 2 fights that I wanted to happen pre-COVID are happening now. They're all starting to happen slowly but surely. We've got the Charlos at the weekend. We've got Spence Garcia coming up. We've got Teofimo Lopez Lomachenko. I mean, come on. It's a good fight. White Povetkin rematch. Chisora Usyk. I don't know if that's a tier 1 or tier 2 fight, but you know what I'm saying. So we've got now Dubois, Joyce. So a lot of the fights that I was anyway, particularly looking forward to are happening. So well done to everyone involved in boxing for getting these fights on again. Because again, the fighters will be taking a hit in their pay packet. They will. But boy, it's better getting some money than nothing, right? A lot of these fighters that are sitting out right now, boy. Eddie Hearn, didn't he say something about Billy Joe Saunders and possible opponents? Or was it Callum Smith? And I think he listed out possible opponents for all of them. And it went down like a lead balloon. Like, people were so unimpressed. And everyone was asking the question that I've been asking, why can't they just fight each other? I am so confused by it. Honestly, I need to understand. Is it because it's maybe not a big pay-per-view fight and both of them want a lot of money? Is that the reason? I don't understand. Because look, it isn't a big pay-per-view fight. It isn't. And maybe there's just not enough money in it. Because I was thinking about this the other day, like how many, I think both of them would want 7 figures. Fair, right? Both of them are going to want over $1 million. And there's no crowd right now. And I don't think it does. I don't think it does more than 80 to 100,000 on pay-per-view. I don't think it does. So how do you pay them? I think maybe that's just what it is. Maybe that's what it is. And if there was a crowd, then maybe, right, you make your money back on a crowd. It probably will do an arena. But I just don't think it's going to do good numbers on pay-per-view. And in order for that fight to happen, it has to happen on pay-per-view. Sky are not going to be paying for that fight, right? Sky aren't going to give Matchroom the money to put that fight on. No, so it's got to be on pay-per-view. And maybe that's just the issue, that it's not a big enough fight, right? Callum Smith isn't going to sell the fight. Billy Joe Saunders will, but Callum Smith won't. I don't even know if Callum Smith... Look, in order for a fight to be big, it has to appeal to the casuals. I don't know how many casuals are that invested in Callum Smith. I think they are in Billy Joe Saunders to an extent, although, you know, we haven't seen Billy Joe Saunders do any work now, proper work, for 2 years. I think that's when the David Lemieux fight, what was it, 3 years? Sorry, 1 second. Was it 2 or 3 years ago? Sorry, peeps. We have to check this. I'm thinking it was 3, you know. It was 16th of December 2017. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Since then, he had one fight in 2018, right? That was against Charles Adamu. Remember, that's the fight where he weighed in basically as a cruiserweight. I think, was it on the undercard of Frampton Warrington? I think so, maybe. No? I don't know. Anyway, Adamu was 32-13. He then had that fight against Shefat Isufu Stevenage, where, yeah, anyway, got a world title at 168. And then he had that fight against Marcelo Esteban. Jesus. And that was the undercard of the YouTubers. That was back in November 2019. That's just not good enough. That is just not good enough. In fact, that's disgraceful. I don't know. Who's to blame for this? Who's to blame for this? Who's to blame for it? I don't know. Since David Lemieux, he's fought that. So it's very similar to Chris Eubank Jr. So you have a career best performance, career best. Everyone is going crazy about it, right? Everyone's doing this and everyone. It really did trend in the boxing world, just how easily he beat David Lemieux, who was considered a dangerous opponent in Canada. And your opponents after that are Charles Adamu, Shefat Isufu, and Marcelo Esteban. And I'm telling you now, you have to be a hardcore boxing fan to know who the fuck those people are. Who is to blame, right? Who's to blame? You was with Frank. You left Frank to go to Eddie to get the fights. With Eddie, so far you've fought Marcelo Esteban, undercard of YouTubers. All right, Usyk Chisora, Tommy McCarthy versus Bilal Laguna. Was it Lagune set to be added? Yeah, we kind of do need to know who's going to be in the undercard of this, because right now it's being sold as Usyk Chisora, but it'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to see a fucking name on the undercard. Like, at least give us a Conor Benn, right? You know, like, why can't they give us Conor Benn versus Chris Kongo? Why? Why am I being greedy? Why can't we have that? Jeez, are we gonna when are we gonna see Josh Warrington again? Is he just vanished? Jeez. All right, let's quickly wrap up. I don't want to really make this a long video. Gervonta Davis getting work with the Barriettas twins. Okay, cool. Fury on Joshua. I would knock him out inside of 3 rounds. Oh, boring. Andy Ruiz, new trainer, very impressed after first day. Explains, first. Do not tell me Andy Ruiz has only had 1 session with Reynoso. Do not tell me this. I've got to click into this story. Sorry. It is. He's had 1 session with him. That's his first session. Andy Ruiz got beat by AJ in December, right? December. Awful performance. You sit out. I don't even know when was it announced that he was teaming up with Reynoso? I'm guessing it was about 4 or 5 months ago, whatever it was. Yeah, about 4 or 5 months ago. This is your first session with him. All right, let's move on. What else have we got? What else before we pack up? What's Mayweather saying here now? Floyd just can't leave it alone, can he, that kid? Mayweather open to Khabib or Conor McGregor rematch for $300 million. I'll just fuck off. I'll just, like, literally just... You know, I say that. I miss Mayweather. But not for this type of stuff. I just miss Mayweather's big fights in September and May. I miss the 24/7s that I used to watch because of Mayweather. I used to love them. He was such a salesman. Right now, it's just so dry without him. Those big Mayweather fights were just so exciting. So exciting. But now it's just like, yeah. Also says Eddie Hearn tests positive for COVID-19, leaves the bubble. Man, wait, it was always going to get it because he's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's always going to pick up COVID-19 as long as the fighters don't have it and we can still get the fights on the weekend. I don't really give a fuck. Peace.